Imagine buying a car. You shake hands, sign the agreement, and the deal is done. But a moment later, you change your mind. Can you still cancel the sale? And here's something even more surprising. In one situation, the item has already left the seller's ownership, yet it still doesn't belong to the buyer. Let's find out.
Khiyar al-Shart, the option of the stipulation. Yeah, so this is also a choice. This is also a option they can stipulate in the contract. So it is jais. Yeah. Earlier we said this buy contract, no? This is binding. So as soon the ijab and kubul is completed, now the buy becomes binding upon both. But there are some leeways, options given to the buy and mushtari, so that they can contemplate on this on their interest. So for example, this khiyar al-shart, it lasts for 3 days. So for 3 days they can contemplate on the sale, and within that within this period, the one who has this khiyar, this option, he can rescind the buy. He can make it fasakh. This period of 3 days, it is according to Imam Abu Hanifah, right? And the two students, they say that there is no specific period, so they can stipulate for a duration, for an extended duration, or maybe the week, the month, so according to the sahib. Khiyar al-sharti jaizun, the option by stipulation is valid fil bay'i in as-sale lil ba'i. So they can stipulate anything, but which should not cause harm to the second party. Any condition in the contract that harms the other body, yeah, it is not allowed. That shart is itself is fasid. Got it? We are talking about the shart which is jaiz. So khiyar al-shart jaiz, the option by stipulation, the option that arises from the stipulation, it is jaizun. It is jaiz fil bay'i in asyo. What is this option? Option means to cancel the bay. This option, so it belongs to lil buyer, so it is sabit for the buyer, wal mushtari, and buyer and the purchaser, walahuma, and for both of them, al khiyaru, this option, thalathata ayamin, for 3 days, fama dunaha, or less, wala yajuzu akthara min dhalika, and it is not permitted, it is not permissible for akthara min dhalika, more than that, according to Imam Abu Hanifah rahimahullah. But waqala Abu Yusuf Muhammad, the sahiban, they said yajuzu, the specifying a period of time more than 3, it is jaiz iza samma, if he specify mudda ma'luma, a known period. If a known period is specified, then it is okay. What is the effect of this option by stipulation? What is its effect? Since we said that this khiyar, it belongs to the seller and the purchaser both, so they both possess this khiyar. If the seller, he stipulated something, and he took this choice for himself, so in that case, even though the ijab and kubul it happened, but the mabi', the sold item, still remains in his ownership. That is interesting. So he is selling the car, for example, he is selling the car, but he stipulated, I will mull it over for 3 days. He just said that, and the mushtari, he just possessed the car, he take it, but still the ownership of that car, it belongs to the seller. It belongs to a seller, although the buy is completed, but the ownership is still with the seller. Got it? So even the mushtari, if he in this scenario, if he takes the car, and then there is accident and this car perishes, so we say that he has to pay price that they decided. I told you the difference between the Thaman and Qimah. Thaman is the price which is decided by the both parties in a contract, and the Qimah is the market value. Market value, because this is not his car, it is still belongs to the buyer, the seller. On the other hand, if the purchaser, if he gets this khiyar, he said, I will ponder upon the things, and then I will ratify the sale, I will allow it. So if the mushtari, he has this khiyar, so it does not prevent the sold item leaving the ownership of seller. Means now the seller's ownership, it is finished, it is no more. As soon the ijab and kubul they occurs, now the mabi, the sold item, it exits from the seller's ownership, so that car now no more belongs to the seller. But whether it enters in the ownership of mushtari or not, so here Imam Abu Hanifah says, so mushtari, because of this khiyar, because he said, I mull it over, he said, so that's why the car still not enter in his ownership. So ajib, so outlandish kind of thing. The car is no more belonging to the seller, yeah, because of this sale, but it did not enter in the ownership of the purchaser because he has this ikhtiyar. Got it? So yeah, that's the effect of khiyar al-shart. Okay, khiyar al-ba'i, the seller's option, yamna'u, prevents khuruj al-mabi'i, the sold items, from exiting min milkihi, his ownership. فَإِنْ قَبَضَهُ الْمُشْتَرِي, therefore, if the sold item still belonging to the seller, if the mushtari, the buyer, he takes possession, qabadahu, if he takes possession, and halaka biyadihi, and the sold item perishes biyadihi, in his possession, fi muddatil khiyari, during the period of the option, during the 3 days, daminahu bil qima, he is liable for it, bil qimati, at its value, market value. He has to liable for it as its market value. On the other hand, khiyarul mushtari, the buyer's option, la yamna'u, does not prevent khuruj al-mabi'i, the sold item, from exiting min milkil ba'i'i, from the seller's ownership. Illa, except, however, anna al-mushtari la yamlikuhu, the mushtari, he does not own it. It does not mushtari's khiyar, it does not prevent, the car leaving the seller's ownership. It does not prevent it, but it prevents the car entering in his ownership. Yeah. So فَإِنْ هَلَكَ بِيَدِهِ, if it perishes in his possession, هَلَكَ بِالثَّمَنِ, it perishes against the price. Yeah. If the price was 2,000 and the khiyar, was to the mushtari, and the car perishes, now he has to pay only the 2,000 which was decided, which was the Thaman of that car. He has to just pay the 2,000, not the market price. Got it? Yeah. Because now car does not belong to the seller. Yeah, it is in the middle, not entered in his ownership, but it is in the middle. So it is, at least the contract, it occurred on it. So contractual price, that price will be, the obligation. He has to just pay that price, not the market value. وَكَذَلِكَ إِنْ دَخَلَهُ عَيْبٌ, and likewise if a defect occurs in it. So if there is any defect occurs in it, so we say what it reduces from its market value, or from its, the Thaman value, the Thaman thing that is decided between two.
Islamic business law isn't just about buying and selling. It's about protecting fairness, trust, and everyone's rights. If you found this lesson beneficial, subscribe Al-Buyu series so you don't miss the next lesson.